Kazu's on your left. I swear he's not that short. Zachary is on your right.
He's lounging.
Yeah, he is lounging back in that chair, is Kazu. The man with the best handwriting in the business.
Yes.
He should be teaching penmanship classes. Or is it calligraphy?
I think it's calligraphy.
Calligraphy. It's a great, I believe Calligraphy is a great stand-up album by Anthony Jeselnik as well.
Don't know any about that.
No.
Don't know any about that.
It's great, if that's the name of it. Yeah, nailed it. I was just told by my director, and it is great. An Ether Vial is where Zachary Cook will start. Arguably the best start for Death and Taxes.
Yes, a lot of these creatures play a lot better instant speed, and it also is worth so much mana on the first turn.
Now, one thing Kazu will know now, however, is he knows exactly what he's up against. There are no secrets here. Only one deck does this. And so Kazu will probably have an idea of, if I could win turn one, I'd like to. Don't have to worry about Force of Will, Daze, any of that nonsense. Because Thalia does cause some problems. We could also see a Blind Cabal Therapy potentially naming Thalia Guardian of Thraben, which would be great from bingo board. Just saying. Brainstorm right away. Interesting. You don't see this often, which means that he might be trying to just win the game right now.
That's a possibility. He also may really be on the hunt for Cabal Therapy.
Mm-hmm.
If he's got a hand that can win easily without Thalia, but will struggle against Thalia, then you might want to go hunting.
All right, Kazu's going to put 2 cards back with the Brainstorm. Maybe they're Gataxian Probe, perhaps? Chrome Mox.
Yeah, Chrome Mox is a really good argument for going hunting, too, because I was thinking, the Cabal Therapy is a little bit painful if you have to go and crack a Lotus Petal, but if you're going to be doing this anyway off of a Chrome Mox, then it's basically free to go hunting.
Blind hit with Cabal Therapy.
Count it.
Nailed it. 2 Stoneforge Mystics or a Schadenport. That's all Zachary's got working with now. He'll play Port. He'll tap Underground Sea. Violet 1. I'm working my way. A comeback victory here. Actually, I take that back. For me to win that row, I need player gets a card with a wish. And player becomes the Monarch. So I'm not winning the top row of the team.
Kazu Negri has 4 Burning Wishes in his deck.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you're actually very good this round.
Okay. Zachary does have Palace Jailer, too.
And this is a matchup where you get all the time that you want
That's true.
Get yourself set up.
That's true. 4 Wish version, huh? Here's a Caracas. Recruiter of the Guard, searching for Palace Jailer, obviously. Probably searching for Sanctum Prelate. Let's take a look at Recruiter of the Guard. Actually going to get Thalia. Make life a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, he may not have another turn, so you got to get some disruption right now.
We'll be heading back Kazu's way. You see Recruiter to the Guard. 3 mana, 1/1 Human Soldier. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with toughness 2 or less. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So Zachary searched up a Thalia and then vialed it onto the battlefield. You said Burning Wish, right? We got any juicy targets there? Pyroclasm, maybe?
There's Grape Shot, which is close.
There's a very expensive Lotus Petal.
Yeah, his way of clearing out here is Grape Shot.
Okay. The follow-up is a Lion's Eye Diamond. And Kazu will just pass the turn back. And Zachary's going to put his vial up to 3. He'll draw a Flicker Wisp. Here's an attack for 3.
Go get the Mox.
I kind of like that. A little bit.
I mean, you can also just blank out your Recruiter, and that might be better.
Get some more stuffs.
Do like getting that land.
Flicker Wisp after clearing end of turn triggers get the Mox.
There we go.
It seems a little more satisfying for you than a Wasteland.
Yeah, this is more. It's more my speed.
Here's a Port, going to go after Underground Sea.
And you can see what we were talking about a little bit earlier before we went down to the match. If Death and Taxes can get out of the first 2 turns without catastrophe striking, it gets really good. You can see they have a lot of disruption here and a lot of pressure. Koch was able to get out of those couple turns, and now he's got what appears to be a 3-turn clock, and successfully taxing Negri's mana on multiple fronts: Rashadenport, the Flicker Wisp, the Chrome Mox, and the Thalia.
Ooh, Vial up to 4. Give me that Palace Jailer,
Monarch,
please. In. Sanctum Prelate. Good draw. Gonna name 2. That's gonna lock out Burning Wish, Infernal Tutor, Cabal Ritual. Those are the big ones, I think.
Yeah, but those are really big ones.
No way. Yes!
And he's the Monarch.
I am the Monarch. This is the luckiest thing of all time. Only person in the room playing Palace Jailer.
Where are you?
I'm 1 away.
You're just wish.
I'm just wish for the win now. Take a look at Palace Jailer.
I would not have predicted that was the row you were going to win on.
No, no. You become the Monarch. When Palace Jailer enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the Monarch. Okay, sure. Here's a brainstorm. Nice. So what happens if you're the Monarch?
I think that you draw a card every turn, and it switches if someone deals combat damage to you or something.
Oh, so you just get to draw 2 cards a turn now?
Yeah.
That's kind of gas.
I don't exactly recall.
Okay. Interesting. That'd be a great time to cast Burning Wish. No? Cabal Therapy. Oh, okay, sure. What do you name?
Doesn't really matter
I guess
a whole lot.
3, yeah, just get some info. Yeah. And we're done, Ski. Zachary Koch going to win game 1 here over Kazu Negri. I think solely based off of the Palace Jailer, I think is what did most of the heavy lifting there.
It was a critical swing in the match.
Yeah, I think that was pretty big. So nice draw there by Zach. These players are going to sideboard. We'll be addressing their sideboards in just a moment. But first, a few messages from our sponsors. We're back, everybody. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan here in the booth. SCG Worcester, hashtag SCGWOR. All weekend long, and joining in on the conversation is Zachary Koch is up a game here over Kazu Negri. Death and Taxes up a game over Storm. Off the back of Thalia and our good friend Palace Jailer. Sort of, kinda. As we take a look at Negri's sideboard, you'll see 3 Replicate, 2 Xantic Swarm, 2 Chain of Vapor, 2 Empty the Warrens, a Past in Flames, a Grape Shot, a Tendrils of Agony, a Dark Petition, and a Teletman Performance because he is playing Burning Wish in his deck. What do we like?
Some amount of the removal here. I wouldn't go to Empty the Warrens. I think Empty's really bad against decks that have Stoneforge Mystic because it takes so much to be able to be Batter Skull. But the Decays, probably not Chain of Vapor, but the Decays I'd bring in.
For Zachary, he's got 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Either Sworn Cannons, 2 Council's Judgment, 2 Gideon Ally Zendikar, along with a Lean and Relic Warder, a Sword of War and Peace, a Pithing Needle, a Path Exile, and a Containment Priest.
I like the 1 copy of Needle here, and I would bring in the anti-graveyard measures too, the Rest in Peace. Surgical Extraction, Either Sworn Cannon is made for Storm matchups.
A lot of good options there for Koch and Negri. So these players are going to take a look at their opening hands. We'll be underway here in just a moment, and it looks like they're just waiting on the green light from us. Be cutting down the match here in just a moment. Things got a lot better for Death and Taxes after sideboard. Winning game 1's pretty big.
Yeah, that's true of a lot of these kind of, for lack of a better term, mid-rangey decks. Is they have a couple of bullets in their deck to have an acceptable combo matchup, but some dead weight. And then in the post-board games, being able to cut the, inefficient cards and bring in anti-graveyard measures and more hate bears makes the matchup that much better.
Basic Island there off of the Scalding Tarn for Kazu. Now there's a Brainstorm. Three cards coming. 2 will be going back here momentarily for the former Open champion, number 19 on our Season 1 leaderboard here in 2018. Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn back. Probably hoping to fade the old Thalia here. There's a port. No fades allowed. There is Thalia.
I can't imagine Koch keeping 7 on the draw that didn't have either turn 2 Thalia or turn 2 Aetherborn Canonist.
Basic swamp there for Kazu. So he fetches away from the Brainstorm. Kazu will be untapping here. And we'll head to his third turn of the game. See if he can overcome Thalia this go around, as he was unable to do so last game.
Players in the 2 p.m. Players in the 2 p.m. Standard Challenge.
And do remember, Negri pretty familiar with the Storm archetype, winning a Modern Open last year with it. Do see him play Elves a lot in Legacy, but has made the switch over to Storm here most recently. Here comes Thalia. 2 first striking damage. Gonna bring Kazu down to 16. There's a Mistress Factory. Nice little one of there for Zachary. And now Stoneforge Mystic on the hunt. Could be Batterskull, could be Sword of Fire Knights, could be Mazawashite, but it'll be the Germ Token Maker in Batterskull. Kazu is going to sacrifice his Polluted Delta, get himself a Bayou, and perhaps an Abrupt Decay on the way?
Well, if he's got an Abrupt Decay here for the Thalia, Koch has shields are down, unless he has Surgical Extraction in hand. So we might be, this game might be over in short order here.
Well, there is Abrupt Decay to take care of the problematic Thalia. Kazu will draw, and can he go off now? Looks like he may have picked up a copy of Gataxian Probe.
Yeah, check it out. See if there's a Surgical Extraction or anything else that costs 0 that you got to worry about here. And there is.
There is Surgical. So you nailed that, partner, as I see 2 Mirren Crusaders, a Batterskull, a Flicker Wisp, and a Sarah's Avenger in hand.
But going off through Surgical Extraction, if you have enough mana, is not the hardest thing to do.
And drawing an Ad Nauseam makes it even easier, though the life total is 13 right now for Kazu.
Although Ad Nauseam is kind of the way you would want to go ideally, because it circumvents all the anti-graveyard stuff.
Here's Dark Ritual.
And we got to get our Storm Tracker out here as we're up to 2. 3 black in the pool.
There's Lotus Petal. Let's make it Storm 3, shall we? Be cracking that for a red, perhaps? For Rite of Flame. So spell 4, 2 red, along with 3 black floating here for Kazu. Lion's Eye Diamond, that'll be spell 5. Chrome Mox, no imprint will be spell 6. And now here's Ad Nauseam. And gonna do it
with just so much mana too.
Yeah, using the 3 black and then a little bit of actual mana. 2 red floating along with an LED that Kazu has not cracked yet.
A little surprised that Negri didn't crack in response.
I'm a little surprised as well.
I guess he wants it in the event that he bricks this turn and then needs to go and try again next turn. But the 3 mana seems like it potentially could make the difference.
Just only 1 red floating. See both players making sure the mana is where it's supposed to be.
And he has not made a land drop this turn, so if he finds a black source of mana, he can restart with all the rituals and such.
Like you, though, I am a little surprised not to see LED cracked holding priority. And Zachary and Kazu making sure they have the right number of spells here as well, up to 7. All right, it's been a minute since I've done this. Abrupt Decay, 11.
Oh, I had to go back. I missed
10, 9, still 9. We'll get to what you missed in just a moment. This is 8, 7, still 7, 5. That's a bingo winner. I think it's cast.
He doesn't have, but does he have enough mana to do anything?
Still 5.
And this is where, the Lion's Eye Diamond crack in response is, I mean, Negri was plainly mindful about it. I think it had to just be a function of him wanting to hedge in case he failed this turn. But 3 extra mana right now would make a big difference.
He's down to 3 life now with the reveal of that Burning Wish. And he did not find a ton here.
I mean, he's got mana to work with.
But I think this might be good enough to go.
Well, now it's like, part of the problem here is, can he get to double black to be able to actually cast a Tendrils?
Well, I think he should be able to, right? Because there's 2 Chrome Moxes. I believe there are 2 Chrome Moxes. And a pedal.
Petals.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the blocker.
So he should be able to do this pretty easily. Not sure what he did with that Chrome Mox putting a Burning Wish under it. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean that Mox was in play. Just
yeah, so he can't do it with that one. So we'll mention that to the table spotter below. The Chrome Mox that he put the Burning Wish under, he can't do that. Oh, actually, yeah, he responded to the Chrome Mox with an Ad Nauseam.
Oh, okay.
Because Ad Nauseam is instant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That's pretty smart. Here's Burning Wish. Bingo! Bingo! Was his name O?
Well, since we still got to talk about second place here. Player holds priority. Bump that one off.
Yeah, okay. Knock that down.
Last round, I'm sorry for those of you on Team Patrick. I missed. True Name Nemesis dies. That did happen via Council's judgment.
That's true. That's true.
But we're all done here.
But bingo was his name-o. Kazu Negri going to wish for a Tendrils. That's game-o. We're all tied up. 1-1-0. Thank you, Kazu. And thank you, Zachary, for playing a Palace Jailer for basically no reason last game.
And thank you, Nick Miller, for making the boards easy enough at this point that they actually get filled in sometimes. Though you got, again, you got an odd one here with player becomes the Monarch and a wish being cast.
Same row?
Yeah.
Same row, Nick?
Unlikely, but that's why we play the games.
That's why you play the game. Kazu Negri is going to win game number 2. They're all tied up here. We're going to take a short break. I'm going to celebrate some more. Be right back. Welcome back. Cedric Phillips, the bingo champion, against Patrick Sullivan, playing for second place in bingo. Which, second's admirable.
Well, it's already done. I mean, we're done.
Second's not bad. At SCGWOR, hashtag SCGWOR for your tweets all weekend long. As you see the sideboards there for each player yet again. Not sure much is going to change. That's why you see the sideboarding going very quickly. So we'll take a little look here at Kazu Negri, former Open champion, is a 21-year-old from Morgantown, West Virginia, where the University of West Virginia is.
Yes.
Go Mountaineers. 2 Open top 8s, 1 win last year with Storm. He's an iced coffee enthusiast, wants to own his own Dunkin' Donuts. That's That's a goal I can believe in.
He and I can talk about that.
Best handwriting in the SCG Tour, not close, and runs what?
A 4.540 is...
That's fast.
Yeah. That's like an NFL, not a speed NFL player, but that's like an NFL player.
That's really good. That's really, really good. Jeez, wow, that's Kazu Negri right there. Youngster, 21 years old. I feel like we've been seeing him for the past like 5 years in the SCG Tour too. I didn't know he was so young. And so of these facts, I haven't seen the 40, but you don't make that up. But he does have the best handwriting. It's not even remotely close.
I don't know who second place would be.
For best handwriting? I don't know. It's all tied for last. Everyone's handwriting is so bad.
Much like me in bingo.
Yeah. I also like his Telemann performance in the sideboard.
Yep.
As we're going to get ready here for game 3. These players are going to be given the green light, so we'll pull these sideboards down and get ready to watch this third and final game. Telemann performance to wish for to kill lands. Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
I love it.
So easy to do, too.
Yeah.
You can't stop it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Vile to start here for Zach.
And what I really like about that plan also is because lands can make it really hard for you to generate a lot of mana in one turn, because of thorns and such. Mm-hmm. But it's not that hard to go 3 mana Burning Wish. Next turn, cast this.
Yeah, cast this.
You can break it up over 2 turns, which is nice, too.
Attacking Pro will show you a hand there of Phyrexian Revoker. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, and just a couple of lands here. It's a hand that Zachary cannot send back.
Yep, it's got Thalia, it's got Vile, some stuff to do. Not a great hand. You would like a little bit more action, but certainly not a mulligan.
Polluted Delta, and Negri will pass the turn back. And like Kazu, I also would like to own a Dunkin' Donuts. Best in the biz. That's how I know he's wise. He doesn't want to own a Krispy Kreme.
No.
Smart. Those aren't donuts.
A 4.540 is intense.
Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah.
That's really fast. I actually kind of want to see what my 40 is now.
It's
not that. I know it's not that.
A much higher number.
Yeah, I know it's not. Wow, how dare you? I run every day.
Well, you're in your 30s.
Consider 32 as of yesterday.
Considerably past your athletic prime, as opposed to Kazu Negri, 21 years old, still in his prime years.
Yes.
And
a lot to look forward to.
You had to live a pretty clean and healthy life to be able to run a 4.540.
So you're saying the steak quesadilla I just ate does not count?
And just the probably approximately 15 years of intense damage you did to your body with diet, lack of exercise, traveling to all these events.
I've got really good hand coordination because of all the Magic Online I've played. So that's something.
Yeah. Even if you devoted yourself if that was the only thing you did, it would still be really impressive if you could get to a 4.5. And every day that goes by, it gets harder.
Yeah.
Because you are not training and getting older.
We're not getting any younger. Yeah. That's for sure. That includes Kazu as well. We're going to get a port activation on a fetch land here. Okay. Let's take a look at Phyrexian Revoker real quick.
Can't name lands.
I'm pretty sure it can. I always like to make sure because of that and Pithing Needle.
No, because people would just cast it on turn 2 all the time in modern. Just
try to get them.
Just naming Scalding Tarn.
Yeah. Just try to get you. Yeah, activated ability.
Scalding Tarn. Of course, once again, it's Scalding Tarn.
As battlefield, name a Scalding Tarn.
Right.
Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated. It does work on Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yes.
That is worth noting. Chrome Mox as well. It doesn't say mana ability, so you can lock down a Chrome Mox. Various other mana artifacts. So, yep. Lotus Petal as well in this deck. Looks like a Transformer.
And now we might see the Abrupt Decay and Let It Rip, as we saw in the previous game.
Abrupt Decay, a really good sideboard card for this deck. Now keep in mind, I think this port activation was on Zachary's end step, so I think we're going to go Zachary's turn. Yeah, he's even no Thalia. He's got a Revoker. See what he wants to name with this.
I'm guessing Lion's Eye Diamond. In the dark, it's the most mana.
LED is the name. Vial up to 3 here for Koch. He's got a Sword of Fire and Ice in the hand. Just your Stoneforge Mystic. In for 2. That's the easy part, as Negri is going to fall down to 11. Wasteland in hand here for Zachary as well, so he's got his Mana Denial online. Port already on the battlefield. Wasteland in hand.
Yeah, I guess you go after Underground Sea here.
That's a tough decision.
Yeah, I guess the reasoning here is that you can't cut him off of black, so you might as well cut him off of red. But in the dark, the Underground Sea is the best land of the three.
I agree with that. There's also maybe an argument he had of trying to cut him off of a green source.
No, because he's already. I don't find that to be that compelling because you've already. He's already cast an Abrupt Decay, and that's probably the only thing he can do with green.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I would have. I guess it depends what Koch's follow-up here is. The line that I went to would just be blow up the Underground Sea, plan on tapping the Bayou, try to prevent him from getting into his main phase with black mana, because when he has black mana in his main phase, he can start casting rituals and doing things. If he's only casting cantrips on the main phase, that doesn't really get him anywhere. So the blue mana is less of a priority.
We had a Flicker Wisp, excuse me, on the end step to take care of the Underground Sea, and then Port is tapping the Bayou. So we're on Kazu's turn. I would be shocked if he could go off right now.
No, I think he's wondering if he should Gitaxian Probe now or wait.
Okay.
Because if you Gitaxian Probe and you make a land drop, that could be better for long-term considerations. But it is 2 life you may not want to play, and it's 1 less on the storm count next turn should you have to go off next turn.
Down to 9 goes Kazu. He'll get his land back. Now we're going to head back over to Zachary.
Although I guess from Koch's perspective, if you've seen Burning Wish, maybe you're just supposed to cut him off of red. And you know he has Rite of Flame.
You don't know, Zachary doesn't know the exact sideboard that Negri's playing, but my instinct was immediately Pyroclasm, which would be great right now, you know?
Yeah, my initial read might have been just thinking about this in terms of it being a regular Storm deck, but with Burning Wish, maybe the priority on cutting off red mana goes up.
Here is a Chain of Vapor on Phyrexian Revoker.
And you can sack a land to go back, but you can't bounce lands. Because otherwise, that's all this card would do, is we would just upheaval each other for a single blue.
Now, I think what Zachary's looking at with Chain of Vapor is, can I sacrifice a land and bounce my own permanent? Maybe I bounce my own Flicker Wisp. Then that permanent's controller may sacrifice land. If he or she does, he or she may copy a new target. Okay, so yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. Upkeep, port you real good.
Well, now, Kazu's got to go.
Kazu will draw.
It needs. You know, he's got to hope here that there's basically nothing going on in Koch's hand. And he knows that with Stoneforge plus equipment last turn.
And down to 2 from this probe. He knows 3 of the 4 cards. The card he did not know is Sanctum Prelate, which is going to cause some issues here, I believe.
Yeah. And the Vial's on 3, so Koch doesn't have to make a move until Negri starts making moves. And being able to go off through instant speed Chalice of the Void for any number is tricky.
That's difficult. That's difficult.
We'll see how Negri goes, how he proceeds. He was pretty well set up. If Koch drew a blank that turn,
I'm pretty sure he could go off if Koch drew a blank.
Then, you know.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to go off through this, and he's just going to concede the game. Couple Lion's Eye Diamonds in hand, an Infernal Tutor, needed a little bit more mana, needed the red source, it looks like, for Rite of Flame, just couldn't do enough, and Zachary Koch's going to win this game and match over Kazu Negri. 2-1. Death and Taxes moves on to 4-0. Storm falls down to 3-1.
And Negri never really had a very explosive start, and I think